everyone, welcome back to I Want My Angst TV Reviews. I'm Maggie. I'm going to review the Netflix original, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Season 4, the last season. Let's get into it. Welcome back to I Want My Angst TV Reviews. This is going to be a spoiler-free review of Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, the final season. Let's do this! First off, of course, we have to talk about the creator, Roberto Aguirre Sacasa. He is also the chief creative officer of Archie Comics, who created these Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. And I want to make sure people understand, this is based off of that comic and not Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the TV show, or Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the comics. That's why it's a little bit darker. So I feel like a lot of people get confused and upset. They're two different identities. To be completely honest, going to season 4, I was kind of not looking forward to it. Season 3 was probably the worst season for me. And not just for me, I also kind of looked at other reviews as well on YouTube and also read a bunch of articles, just to make sure I wasn't alone in feeling season 3 was the weakest season out of all 3, or 4 now. I am guilty of being a perpetual reviewer of past shows I've watched. You have no idea how many times I've watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine in this quarantine. I love rewatching shows. It's my favorite thing, just leaving it in the background, having it play, me giggle or watch it because I enjoy that moment. I did not rewatch Chilling Adventures of Sabrina Season 3. And that is saying something.
It's bad. It's real bad.
Season 3, the reason why it was kind of a mess for me is they did a lot of story in a very short period of time. And I felt like you didn't have to give everyone a storyline. Let's review it for a moment. Sabrina is challenged by Prince Caliban to find the unholy regalia, the 3 artifacts, so that one of them can become king or queen of the underworld. Second storyline, the pagans are in town. Okay. Story 3, Father Blackwood is trying to find an egg for the Eldritch Towers. And remember how the season started? Sabrina was trying to save her boyfriend Nick, who's trapped in the body of Lucifer. Oh my god, there's so much going on! So, now I lost my train of thought because there's so much happening in that episode. The cliffhanger of season 3 is there's 2 Sabrinas. So now you have 2 Sabrinas in this timeline, and one is Sabrina Morningstar, who's going to go to hell, and Sabrina Spellman, who's going to stay on Earth and be with her aunties and cousin. And that's the end of the season, and you know hijinks is going to happen if there's a parent trap.
This is so scary. Honey, you never looked better.
Season 4, a little bit easier to follow, and I really appreciate that, because this thing is very soft, the brain. It's been a hard quarantine.
Sabrina's being tricksy.
So the one big storyline from season 3 that definitely goes into season 4 is Father Blackwood trying to bring in the Eldritch Terrors. He doesn't really discuss what those terrors are. He just says that they're coming. And you see the first terror within 15 minutes.
They are well destroying.
The word Eldritch is actually very closely related to all the writings of H.P. Lovecraft, which is kind of interesting because the last episode of Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is called At the Mountain of Madness, and it's a book titled by H.P. Lovecraft. So I'm not going to discuss all the Eldritch Terrors because I feel like that is something you should learn. But something from the trailer, which I'm not going to, I'm not technically spoiling, I just want to make sure you guys know that. You will learn that there are 8 Eldritch Terrors. So 1 for each episode, and it's kind of fun to figure out who's the Eldritch Terror, how they're going to defeat the Eldritch Terror. And I appreciate that from a TV show, because sometimes you need an overarching story rather than just one episode and then that's it. Because I feel like sometimes Sabrina will do that with an episode. I call them filler episodes. These weren't filler. Each episode serves a purpose, and that is fantastic because then the storyline keeps going. And of course the big story, as always, is Sabrina figuring out her love life. Nick is dating Prudence from season 3, and then of course Harvey and Roz are still going strong. She just feels kind of lonely and feels unloved, even though she's 16. You're fine.
Life is pain. Life is only pain.
And just to make sure Sabrina has her happy ending, she does choose someone to love. But I'm just not going to say who. But I would love to hear from you guys to see how you think. So please comment below and tell us what you think of the ending. One of my favorite things coming into season 4 is the full flesh of character development that has happened with each actor and their character. So by the time of season 4, all these characters that you have learned from the past 3 seasons, they are fully fleshed out, and you learned who they are and their motivations and what they are becoming and who they are by season 4. Like Prudence, she's no longer really the mean girl. I mean, she's mean, but at least she's not a bully anymore. Instead, she is a badass bitch. Ambrose, he's no longer stuck inside the house. He's a full-fledged warlock, and he is the person you go to when you're in the most distressed. Look at Sabrina, she always depends on him, and he's always there for her. He is probably one of my favorite characters. And also Lilith, one of my favorite characters from this show. She is amazing. Michelle Gomez, I will follow her career now because she is just a fantastic character actor who made Lilith someone you rooted for, also were against at one point, and at the end you're like, I just like you and I want you to succeed. And that is what happens in season 4.
I know what you're gonna say, but somehow I'm responsible for what's happening.
Some other things I enjoyed about season 4. We learned about Robin Goodfellow, which I have to admit, now thinking about his name, he was of course from the Fae world, because that is also the name of Puck from Midsummer Night's Dream. However, in season 3, you don't know what a hobgoblin does, what he is, you know, he's just hanging out with these pagans. And then you know what's really fun? You get to see one of his powers. He runs really fast. I feel like there was less musical numbers compared to season 3. I don't know about you, but I don't want to watch a bunch of teenagers or actors playing teenagers not know how to play their actual instruments, but can sing okay. However, there is one episode dedicated to them playing. From watching Sabrina and these last 4 seasons, is my vocabulary has really blossomed. Or actually my knowledge facts, because I feel like I get to learn new things from their stories. Because, let's be real, I didn't know who King Herod was, and then they find the crown inside a maple tree in Riverdale, by the way. Remember that? Did you see that little Easter egg from season 3? And then also, you learned about H.P. Lovecraft this season. I think that's really fascinating. So yeah, I just learned new things from this show, like Hecate. I thought that was cool. She's the 3 phases of the moon, which is the maiden, the mother, and crone. These are things I would never learn, and I think that's really awesome.
Knowledge is power.
So I have a couple questions. So many questions! Because I do feel like they are unanswered. So Sabrina is a half-witch, half-mortal. However, she's not really a half-witch because she's actually half-celestial, since she's Lucifer's daughter. So, does that mean more? I don't know. These are just questions I have. Also, Ambrose, he's the only one who has a wand. Why does anyone else have wands? And then Father Blackwood will have a wand once in a while, but like, I still don't understand that. And also, I did some homework. There's a difference between wizard and a warlock and a sorcerer, but the females still stay witches. This is very important because it was bothering me. So, sorcerers are actually still wizards. They study the arts of witchcraft and hand movements and potions, kind of like Harry Potter. And then warlocks are technically male, but they are getting their magic from the devil.
Praise Satan!
So the final ending I do have issues with. It's not my favorite ending I've ever seen for a series finale. But let's be real, how many series finales have you really enjoyed? Let's discuss this in the comments below, because I would love to hear what you guys thought about the final scene of the show, and you guys will know what I mean. I can't talk about it more, it'll spoil it. I have a lot of feelings about this season. I'm happy this season happened. It's much better than season 3. I have to be very, very clear about that. But does this season make me feel like season 1 again? No. It still has the camp. It still has the fun kind of dark humor, macabre. Is it kind of pulpy still? Yeah, a little. But it wasn't my favorite season. And am I sad it kind of ended on this? Yes. because Roberto has commented on his Twitter that season 5 would have been Witch War, and it would have had the crossover episode with Riverdale. However, season 5 is going to be made into a comic, so we will still get that season 5 with a crossover, but y'all gonna have to read that.
I love books!
Thank you again for watching. My name is Maggie. You just watched I Want My Angst TV reviews. And please hit subscribe, the like button, and the bell so you never miss out on another Angst video. Bye!